Chuck Jampa. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, working in a world title bout for the 107th time, referee Richard Steele. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the MGM Grand Garden here at the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, Nevada, 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Junior Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks and weighing in at 139 pounds. He comes to us from the land down under, Sydney, Australia. His record, a perfect 13-0, 10 KOs to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the undefeated challenger, Kostya Tszyu. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red trunks with white trim, weighing 139.5 pounds. Fighting out of Central Islington, New York, he brings a professional record of 26 victories with only 2 defeats, 2 draws, 7 KOs to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the IBF Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, Jake the Snake Rodriguez.
Jake Rodriguez not looking at Tszyu, looking down instead. And we're heading into our third of 4 championship matches. That's the challenger, Tszyu, young man from Australia, originally from Russia, and Jake Rodriguez from Puerto Rico, living in the United States. Rodriguez is the left-hander. He makes no bones about it. When you say to him, what's your biggest advantage? He said, I'm a lefty.
That's why you have to like a guy who knows what his selling point is, and down he is.
Wow.
Tszyu wasn't kidding. Not being bothered by lefties.
That is a shock. I am astonished to see Jake Rodriguez go down so early. He is not the kind of guy that goes down.
Charles Murray didn't do it.
Man, Tszyu with a big right hand. And Rodriguez cornered there. Tszyu is very potent early, and Rodriguez told us, he said, I know he's going to be tough early. He said, I have to get through that. Let's see if he can do it.
Well, knowing it and being able to do it is 2 different things, and he's in trouble again with the lead right hand.
Charles Murray tried to hit him with that right hand for 12 rounds and couldn't do it. Tszyu has done it twice and hurt him here in this first round. Well, Jake Rodriguez shocked here in the first round. Here in his 3rd title defense.
Tszyu going for it early. He knows this is his best chance right now.
And a lot of patience by Tszyu. So, Jake Rodriguez halfway through round 1, just trying to make sure he gets through this round. In his 3rd defense of the IBF title, and so far it's a rugged one. Boy, the right hand of Tszyu is getting in every time he throws it, Dave. I've never seen anyone land a right hand that often against Rodriguez.
Jake Rodriguez should try to tie up right now just to get through this round and slow down the pace. Tszyu is cutting off the ring effectively, scoring with his big right hand. Jake Rodriguez is on unsteady ground.
A minute left to go in round 1.
Now, what is Jake Rodriguez doing in the corner? That's also not like him.
He was rocked by that right hand by Tszyu, and I don't know that he's ever quite gotten his senses back. Under a minute left to go in round 1. The champion, Jake Rodriguez, has been down and has been hurt here in the first round.
Jake Rodriguez is like a good pitcher. You have to get to him early, and Tszyu has.
The left hook has Rodriguez reeling. Rodriguez trying to fight off the ropes, lands a good left hand. So it's survival time in this first round for Jake Rodriguez, and boy, he's having a hard time with it. 17 seconds left. They will seem like an eternity to Rodriguez. Jake lands the left hand. Tszyu, in his first major TV appearance here in the United States, has been all that he was advertised. My first look at him live, as it is yours, and I'll tell you what, he's impressive.
Okay, in my pocket here. Reach in that pocket to strengthen there. Got it? Just relax and listen to Dave now. Listen to Dave. Go on, Dave.
Move your head and jab. If you don't do nothing in the next 2 rounds, you ain't kick.
Yeah, he's doing it. So here it is right here.
Hang the back and stop. Put some wood on your back.
Well, Tszyu almost wins the fight right here. The jab by Rodriguez, he doesn't bring it back. The little shuffle step by Tszyu, very impressive, sets up the knockdown. I think his quickness there surprised Jake Rodriguez, especially for so early in the fight. Usually the feeling out process, and here again it almost lands for Jake Rodriguez. A big right hand. He almost went out of here in round 1.
You know what that right hand reminded me of a little bit? Remember when Michael Nunn knocked out Sambu Kalembe?
Yes.
In the first round, no one ever thought that could happen. It was a roundhouse kind of a punch just like that. In this case, Rodriguez didn't stay down. We're into round 2. It's scheduled for 12. Jake Rodriguez in the red, the IBF junior welterweight title holder against challenger Kostya Tszyu from Australia by way of Russia. And Tszyu has shown us early that his reputation as a puncher, the 10 KOs and 13 wins, is legit.
That impressive shuffle step setting up the knockdown. Rodriguez thought he could retreat a little bit after missing his jab. And that quick step by Tszyu cut off the distance, and he went right at him. Had he tried to do that from outside, he would not have gotten home with that shot.
2 minutes left to go in round 2. And Rodriguez was outlanded 25-9 in power shots in round 1.
There were about 3 shots in round 1, which nearly ended it on him. Jake Rodriguez again putting himself into the corner. That's very unlike him. It's a sign of a fighter who's a bit unsteady.
And Tszyu landed the right hand again. And if you have not seen Jake Rodriguez fight before, it is astonishing to see him getting hit with these many right hands.
Tszyu is cutting off the ring effectively, and Jake Rodriguez is moving straight back after Tszyu attacks, and he's making it easy for Tszyu to go to that straight line and land the right hand here.
There is an abrasion underneath the eye of Kostya Tszyu. Under a minute left to go in round 2. Jake Rodriguez has stabilized himself to some degree, but not able to do much offensively against Tszyu.
We're not accustomed to seeing Jake Rodriguez push his punches out either. He's pouring with his left hand. That's supposed to be his power hand.
There's the jab. Now they told him jab and move your head to Rodriguez. He's doing neither very effectively right now. Just getting nailed with right hands. There's another one. So, only a few seconds remaining here in round 2. Round 2 has been as difficult for Rodriguez almost as round 1. He hasn't been knocked down or hurt, but he's taken a lot of shots from Tszyu. That'll do it for round 2. We follow the Australian-based fighter into his corner.
Where are you taking it?
From the side.
From the side. Okay.
Hold that stick.
I will. Listen, use your left. Keep the water up here. Keep the water up here.
They must like what's happening, not too many instructions.
Put him back in the ice, mate. Has he had a rinse?
Oh, look at those numbers, Dave.
You don't usually see Jake Rodriguez being outlanded like that, and he throws a lot more. He's had some big numbers throughout his career. And Jake Rodriguez again taking more big shots. The right hand, 2 shots from the outside, and Tszyu's movement has been the subtle key to this fight. A little slide stepping.
We head into round 3 in this IBF Junior Welterweight title match. It's scheduled for 12. Jake Rodriguez is in red. He's the champion. Tszyu, the challenger, has had Rodriguez down in round 1 and has had him hurt on a couple of different occasions.
Fighters who have gone so many rounds, they understand the pace of the bout. They know when the ring is being cut off on them. But Tszyu is doing it quicker than Jake Rodriguez expects.
Rodriguez pushed him back with a good straight left hand. Let's see if that had any impact on Tszyu.
Well, Jake Rodriguez must establish his mugging ability in this bout.
Getting inside and making that kind of pace. Right?
Pushing off, doing some of the dirty work, whatever the referee allows you to do inside, he must actually do that so that Tszyu doesn't keep coming right in on him.
And the jab is really part of that, though, because like that, he's got to land the jab to get on the inside.
Rodriguez showing a little bit more in this round. And Tszyu is looking to plant that right hand behind a miss by Rodriguez.
Let's remember, though, what Tszyu's history has been and what Rodriguez told us the other day. He said, he's dangerous early, and he's going to try and get me early. If I don't go out, I think as this fight wears on, he's going to get more cautious, and I'm going to come forward. We're seeing evidence of that, Dave, already.
Talking about that as we were at the top, that Jake Rodriguez from about round 5 on, the key is what did Tszyu take out of him in the early part, and that's what creates the intrigue. Who makes the most of his best scenario?
Now, there was a right hand by Tszyu that landed, a good right hand. It didn't have the kind of impact on Rodriguez that the earlier ones had.
Well, for the first time, he was on his heels when he threw it, too, because Jake pushed him off the mark a little bit.
Kostya is moving back a little bit more. He lands a good counter shot there.
As usual with Jake Rodriguez's fight, it's starting to get fun.
Under a minute left to go in the round. Good left hook by Tszyu. Rodriguez trying to establish his jab here in round 3, and to some degree has done it.
And Tszyu squares up at certain times, and he has stopped Jake Rodriguez's momentum for a minute when he did that.
Well, it's still been difficult for Rodriguez to land his punches offensively. Tszyu has done a pretty good defensive job. So in round 3, things get a little bit more even. I don't know if it's a round that Rodriguez won, but he certainly did better than he did in rounds 1 and 2. Nice crowd on hand here at the MGM Grand Garden, and they are being treated to some fine boxing. Alex Sanchez won in our first match by decision, and Gabe Ruelas beat Freddie Liberatore in TKO after the second round.
We've had knockdowns in the first round of every fight.
It's true. What would be the proposition bet on that, huh?
How about for sweeping the card, at least 100 to 1?
See him pulling his arm back, right? Okay.
Two things.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, the hook, and don't let him get set. Bing, bing, bing. When he tries to get set, bing, bing, bing. When he okay? He can't fight unless he's set. The hook is.
Well, Jake Rodriguez getting a sense of what he must do here. Countering shot over the top, and he actually made Tszyu miss. So he threw off the distance of Tszyu there in round 3.
We head into round 4, and the advice they gave him, very interesting. They said Tszyu can't fight unless he's set. They want Rodriguez to initiate the pace a little bit more.
Yeah, you know what? I disagree with their analysis after that round, because Tszyu has shuffled himself into position to get set to do his best damage thus far in the fight. He's had some very quick feet and gotten himself some good punching opportunities. And there's another example of it. He turns quickly and set up his own shot.
right hand by Tszyu, but Rodriguez got a right hook in. I wonder, though, even though Jake Rodriguez isn't landing that effectively, is he starting to make a small change in the tactic of this fight?
He's certainly been able to do that in the last half of the round, and here, tying up, slowing down the pace, you're seeing a little more of the Jake Rodriguez left hand.
He's starting to make Tszyu miss a little bit more, though Kostya is still, I think, landing more punches. And good right hook by Rodriguez, pushes Tszyu back a little bit. Kostya, a young man who had a great amateur career in the Soviet Union, won over 200 fights, moved to Australia a couple of years ago, has been a real favorite in that part of the world.
He's really got a nice build, too. You can see him both as a slick boxer and as somebody with some pop.
He is the quintessential boxer puncher.
One of the actual rare ones. So many of the fighters call themselves that, and they're not.
That is true. Sometimes they're neither. Over a minute left to go here in round 4. Al Bernstein, Dave Bontempo, happy you joined us on the eve of the Super Bowl. Got some super fights going.
And we're seeing the grittiness that we expect to take place in this bout. Jake Rodriguez has recovered and now makes maybe his biggest statement of the fight there with the right hook. He'll try to go back to it.
Rodriguez has a pretty good right hook when he throws it in a compact way. He is not getting hit as often with those right hands now. You have to say that for Rodriguez.
Jake Rodriguez has to force the pace of this fight throughout the middle rounds to try to set up something big at the end. He cannot let Tszyu coast during the middle rounds here.
Straight left gets in to Tszyu, and there's the right by Tszyu. Richard Steele getting some help from Rodriguez, who wants him to warn or take a point away from Tszyu for holding behind the head. So we wind down in round 4, a round in which Rodriguez has had some better moments, but Tszyu is still pinpointed him with some of those good combinations. Fernando is in the locker room of Billy Schwer, the fighter from England. Let's go to Fernando right now.
Thank you, Al. Billy, do you think the Ruela's height is an advantage or a disadvantage to you?
Here. Looks good. It's not too much taller than me. There's not a lot in it, really. So it's going to be a good fight. He's not all that much taller than me. He's only about an inch and a half taller than me. So I don't think it's going to be a disadvantage at all.
Have you fought anybody that, with his physique, he's tall, lanky?
Yeah, a couple of fights ago I fought a Canadian, Howard Grant. He was unbeaten. He was very tall, very much similar to Ruela's.
Thank you very much. Good luck. Back to you, Al.
Thank you, Fernando.
Thank you, boy.
We peek in on Tszyu, and here's Jake Rodriguez with some action.
And body by Jake and left hook by Jake. It's his shot in there, and maybe he's getting his range in this fight.
We'll see. We head into round 5. Billy Schwer, one of the numerous fighters who have not fought in the United States on this card. Right. The totals through round 4. Interestingly, it's not that one-sided. 101 punches landed by Tszyu of 282, and 74 landed of 245 for Jake Rodriguez. But the knockdown, of course, giving Tszyu a bigger edge.
Jake Rodriguez is trying to turn the complexion of the fight. But Tszyu is more durable than his other opponents, and Tszyu has the knowledge of that fast start, which he has been able to play off.
Jake Rodriguez looking to Richard Steele for some help. Good right, hurt Rodriguez. Couple of good rights by Tszyu. Looked like it rocked Jake Rodriguez.
Gave him a brief taste of spaghetti legs there.
Another right. Jake Rodriguez showing us a lot of grittiness here. He's backing up. I think
he's taking some big right hand leads too.
Tszyu landing more right hands against Jake Rodriguez than I think anyone has done in the last 5 fights I've seen him in. Jake is hurt.
And Jake cannot be standing there like that. He's taking one big shot trying to load up, but Jake Rodriguez is not a puncher.
He is definitely hurt. Tszyu has him in trouble. What is keeping him up right now, I don't know. He has been rocked with those right hands.
And there you see Tszyu again turning into his punches.
And Jake goes down. That was a knockdown. I don't know why he didn't call that a knockdown. Jake went down on his own. He went down so he could get the rest. Bad call by Richard Steele.
Yet another bad call. That's a horrible call. Or a horrible non-call in this case.
Jake went down because he was hurt.
Boy, Richard Steele blew that one.
Good hook by Tszyu.
And more pressure by Tszyu here.
So Jake Rodriguez suffering through a terrible round 5.
And he catches quite a break. It's not called a knockdown. This should be a 10-8 round.
Yeah, huge break. So he got the benefit of going down and still got the rest, but didn't get the knockdown called against him. Either way you look at it, though, it's been a big round for Tszyu. Half a minute left to go in round 5. There's another right by Tszyu. We were told this young man was a puncher, and he's showing us that against Jake Rodriguez. Not a guy you can hurt easily.
Think of all the fighters who could not do this to Jake Rodriguez, starting with Charles Murray.
Charles Murray among the most elite of this group that hasn't. Ray Oliveira couldn't do it against him. Sergey Artemiev. That'll do it for the round, and Jake Rodriguez ambles back after another tough one.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to listen to Dave then.
Okay.
Let's go.
Oh, no, yes, sir, man. Wait, stop it. You kidding me? I had to call my name.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I got to take a look at him.
Yeah, sure. Speak to him. Go ahead. He's all right.
Well, I'm okay.
Sí, movete la cabeza, no te quedes parada. Baila para atrás que no te alcanza, ¿ok? ¿Ok? Y sabía, jab, all the time jab, ¿ok? Listen to me. You've got to come with the hooks. You've got to start watching him, man. Love you, man. Come on.
Well, how much more of this can Jake Rodriguez take? He is really receiving a pounding there. The right hand, the left being tied up here, shoved a little bit, taking everything. So he decides he goes down here, and Richard Steele, a spectator, even though he had a pretty good seat.
I thought he
not
was
meant to fall.
I thought he was watching quite clearly what happened. The uppercut lands by Tszyu.
Now take a look. Richard Steele is right on top of it. How do you not call that a knockdown?
And meanwhile, here goes Jake Rodriguez down. This one will be called a knockdown. So here in round 6, could this be the beginning of the end for Jake Rodriguez?
He cannot take much more of this. He just doesn't have the speed, and Tszyu has the power.
It has been a tough outing for Jake Rodriguez.
And we've never seen him in the corner like this, voluntarily going back there.
And for Tszyu, this 25-year-old has shown us power in the right hand, power in the hook as well, and an ability to throw good combinations. Nice left by Rodriguez.
And his balance. Notice where he is when he follows up and finishes the punch. He's square.
Bad cut. There goes Rodriguez. He was hit when he was down. That's the second knockdown. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Bad cut over the eye of Tszyu made him go after Rodriguez. There you see it. And I believe that came from a clash of heads. We'll find out if this fight goes past the round. Well, what is this?
A point is being deducted.
For holding. No. A point is being deducted from Tszyu for holding and hitting by Richard Steele, which evens the count in this round. Big right. Jake Rodriguez in trouble, goes down again.
This has to be stopped now.
I think they almost have to stop it. It's already the 3rd knockdown in this round.
He's seeing too much Tszyu.
The fight goes on with 1:20 left. I don't know if Jake Rodriguez can stand too much. They've got to stop this fight, yes. Thank goodness. The 4th knockdown here in the 6th round signals the end for Jake Rodriguez, but a beginning for this man, Tszyu, who emigrated from Russia, went to Australia to ply his craft, lifts the title from Jake Rodriguez.
He was a cool customer right down the line, never got rattled. Jake Rodriguez had one big flurry in the fight in rounds 3 and 4, but Tszyu was able to turn it around.
Thank you. Thank you. Костенька. Порядку, дорогой. Back to the corner. Back to the corner. Back to the corner. Hey, сукин сын. Beautiful.
Never mind. Handle well. Handle well. Give him plenty of time.
You look at Jake Rodriguez, and a disappointing outing to be sure for him. Young man who was defending his title for the third time. It was not to be. This man, Kostya Tszyu, the 25-year-old from Australia, originally from Russia. Everybody kept saying he was a champion of the future. Now he is just plain champion after lifting the IBF junior welterweight title from the head of Jake Rodriguez. He had given us notice that he was that kind of fighter. Jake Rodriguez down a total of 5 times in this fight, really 6, but 1 wasn't called.
No quarter zone here.
As tough an outing for him as you can imagine. He showed a lot of heart, but absorbed a lot of punishment in the process. Michael Buffer is in the center of the ring. Let's go up to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Richard Steele calls a halt to the bout. The official time, 1 minute, 50 seconds of round number 6. The winner and new IBF Junior Welterweight Champion of the World from the land down under, Sydney, Australia, Kostya Tszyu.
So Kostya Tszyu moves his record to 14-0. He wins the IBF Junior Welterweight title. A dream come true for him. And in Australia, they're plenty happy. This was the first knockdown of Jake Rodriguez. This was in round 1. He served notice that he was going to have the power to get Jake in trouble. He did get him down. A rude beginning to this fight for Jake Rodriguez. And the power would continue for Tszyu. This was the 3rd knockdown of the fight, certainly not the last. Tszyu landing the right hand with impunity as he had been during the course of the fight. And Richard Steele called that one a knockdown. Here is the end of the fight, in which the right hand again is the main weapon. Jake Rodriguez had taken so much punishment at this point, and Richard Steele said he had seen enough. A gallant warrior, Jake Rodriguez, but the man that beat him, the champion, Kostya Tszyu from Australia, is in there with another champion. Let's go to Dave Bontempo.
Okay, thanks, Al. Kostya Tszyu, terrific performance. You've been a fast, early fighter in your career. Did you want to make an early statement in this fight?
No, not really. I know Jake is a very tough boxer, very good boxer, professional boxer. That's why I didn't expect anything. It can be anything. And yesterday, he said to me, we'll be friends after fight. Yes, we are all friends.
What did you think? What did you think when you